The team of scientists, led by Dr. Maria Perez, had been on the hunt for extraterrestrial life for years. They scoured the skies, listened to radio waves, and even sent out probes into the deepest reaches of space. But they never expected to stumble upon something quite like this. Their ship had detected a massive energy signature emanating from a distant planet, and they couldn't resist the temptation to investigate. As they approached the planet's orbit, they saw something incredible. A colossal zoo filled with creatures from across the universe. There were writhing, tentacled beasts, shimmering crystalline beings, and even creatures that defied description, with shapes and colors that seemed to shift and change with every passing moment. It was a scientist's dream come true, and Dr. Perez and her team couldn't wait to get to work. But as they began to study the creatures, they realized that something was very wrong. The animals were all kept in small, cramped cages with no room to move or play. They were fed the bare minimum to survive, and many of them were sick or injured. Dr. Perez tried to contact the owners of the zoo, but there was no response. It was as if the entire planet was abandoned, with no sign of intelligent life anywhere. As the days turned into weeks, the team began to uncover a dark secret about the zoo. The creatures weren't just being held captive, they were being harvested. The owners of the zoo were extracting genetic material from the creatures, using it to create new life forms that they could sell for a profit. The scientists were horrified, but they knew that they couldn't just leave the creatures there. They worked tirelessly to develop a plan to free the animals and destroy the machinery that was being used to harvest their DNA. But as they put their plan into action, they realized that the owners of the zoo were still out there, somewhere, and they weren't going to let their lucrative business be destroyed without a fight. The scientists were soon engaged in a desperate battle for survival, fighting off wave after wave of attackers as they tried to save the creatures and escape from the planet. It was a brutal and bloody battle, but in the end, they emerged victorious. As they returned to their ship and looked out at the stars, the scientists couldn't help but feel a sense of sadness. They had discovered something incredible, a zoo filled with creatures from across the universe, but it had all been tainted by greed and exploitation. They vowed to continue their search for life beyond Earth, but they knew that they would never forget the dark secrets that they had uncovered on that distant planet.